Andrea Docherty joining me today to talk about how we can diversify our wheat intake and our whole grain intake and teach us a little bit about the athlete's plate.
Yeah, so the athlete's plate, it was designed by sports dietitians at the U.S. Olympic Committee, and it's a tool to educate athletes on how their nutrition varies depending on how hard their workout is that day. So there's basically 3 different athlete's plate. There's the easy day, moderate training, and hard training. So on all of these plates, we're gonna have fruits and vegetables. So those provide us with fiber, micronutrients. There's gonna be protein on the plate, whole grains, and healthy fats. But basically, the portion sizes are gonna differ on each of those days. So the easy training day is when maybe you have a really easy workout that day, or maybe it's a rest day, or even the easy training day is great for an athlete who's maybe trying to lose weight. So you'll see that on the easy training day, half the plate is coming from fruits and vegetables. These provide a lot of fiber, not too many calories or carbohydrates. And then a quarter of the plate is gonna be from lean proteins like chicken, beef, fish, or vegetarian proteins. And then about a quarter or less of the plate is coming from your whole grains or carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are our body's main source of fuel, and when we get to more harder training days, we're gonna need more carbohydrates. So then you move into the moderate training day. So this is maybe when you have an athlete has 2 workouts that day. One is hard, one is more an easy workout, maybe technical skills. Basically, an athlete wants to use the moderate training day as their base and then adjust up or down depending how active they are. So you'll see from the moderate training day, still a quarter is coming from protein. We need a quarter of our plate coming from protein every single day because it's so important for muscle recovery and that. But you'll see as moderate training day, about a third of the plate is now carbohydrates or grains. So we're adding in more grains or carbohydrates for fuel, and then only about a third of the plate coming from vegetables. So cutting back that there.
Okay.
And on the hard training day, lastly, is when you maybe have 2 really tough workouts that day, or maybe it's a competition day, or you're trying to carb load. So some athletes doing marathons or triathlons are going to need to carb load that day, and that's where you want half your plate to come from whole grains like quinoa, pasta. Could even be adding an extra bun to your meal. Still a quarter plate from protein, and then just a quarter from vegetables. So you don't want to fill up too much on vegetables and fiber on hard training days when you need more carbs. So basically the main difference is the carb needs are going to differ on easy, moderate, and hard training days. And yeah, so athletes can kind of adjust their plate that way to make sure that they're recovering, they're refueling their muscles properly.
What about like the fat and load? Is there something, should people be watching what the fat content of those specific portions are? Yeah,
so it's another great thing. So you also see on the athlete's plate that fat, like the fats coming from oils or avocado or nuts and seeds, is also going to increase as you go from an easy to a hard day. Because a hard day, you're training a lot, you're burning a lot more calories. Fat is also our body's another source of fuel. So where you might on an easy day add about a teaspoon of fat to your meals, on a hard day you may need a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. So this is kind of just like a guide. If someone's looking for something a little bit more personalized, they could work with someone to find out their own nutrients depending on the sport that they play. But yeah, the fat and the carbohydrates are basically going to go up as we go to harder training.
Of course, because sometimes you can overdo it with salad dressings, and it's really easy to go overboard on the fats, right?
Exactly. So just kind of watching that. And even with salads, it's kind of neat that we actually need fat whenever we have vegetables, because our body absorbs those antioxidants better when you pair fat with some vegetables and fruit.